Wars usually drag on for years, some for decades. But in 1896, a war ended before most people even finished breakfast. This is the story of the shortest war in history, the Anglo-Zanzibar War, a conflict that lasted just 38 minutes. Zanzibar, a jewel off East Africa's coast, famous for cloves and ivory, a crossroads of trade, but also a prize caught in the grip of empires. By the late 19th century, Zanzibar was under the influence of Britain. The Sultan still ruled, but only with British approval. Power here was never fully local. On August 25, 1896, Sultan Hamad bin Thuwaini, a ruler friendly to Britain, died suddenly in his palace. His cousin, Khalid bin Barghash, wasted no time. By nightfall, he had declared himself the new sultan.
This outrage
But Khalid's move enraged the
stand.
British. They had not approved his succession. For London, his defiance was not just political, it was a challenge to the empire itself. Inside the palace, Khalid gathered nearly 3,000 supporters, soldiers, servants, and civilians. They armed themselves with rifles, cannons, and courage, ready to resist. The British consul, Basil Cave, delivered a clear warning. Khalid must step down by 9 a.m. on August 27th. If not, warships in the harbor would open fire. As dawn broke, 5 British warships lined the waters of Zanzibar town. Their guns aimed directly at the Sultan's palace. Soldiers stood by on shore, the world's most powerful empire, against a single island ruler. The clock struck 9 o'clock. The deadline passed. But the Sultan's red flag still waved above the palace. Khalid would not surrender. At 9:02, British cannons thundered. Shells smashed into the palace walls. Windows shattered. Wooden beams splintered. The shortest war in history had begun. Within minutes, the Grand Palace was engulfed in smoke and flames. Cannons collapsed. Khalid's guards returned fire desperately, but their weapons were no match for British naval guns. Panic spread through the city. Civilians fled. The palace courtyard flooded with the wounded. The roar of British warships shook the island. Realizing defeat was certain, Sultan Khalid slipped out a back door of the palace. Surrounded by a small group of loyalists, he ran through narrow alleys to the German consulate, leaving his men behind. By 9:40 a.m., just 38 minutes after the first shot, the palace was destroyed. Khalid's men laid down their weapons. The war was over. Around 500 Zanzibari men were killed or wounded in the brief bombardment. The British? Only one sailor injured. The imbalance was staggering. Britain wasted no time. They placed Hamad bin Mohammed on the throne, a ruler who would follow their command. Zanzibar's independence faded further into the shadows. Khalid lived under German protection before escaping to East Africa. He spent his life in exile, never returning to power. The absurdity was clear. A war shorter than a football match, shorter than your favorite TV episode. Yet in those 38 minutes, an empire proved its dominance. The Anglo-Zanzibar War became a message to the world. Britain's navy could crush resistance instantly, no matter how small or defiant. The palace ruins still stand in Zanzibar, silent witnesses to the day a war began and ended before the hour was up. History remembers battles that lasted years, but sometimes the most powerful stories are measured in minutes. This was the shortest war in history. This is Microdocs, hidden histories, absurd wars, and mysteries you won't believe are true. Subscribe for more forgotten stories.